a very dear friend of mine, and I'll say hi to Mostyn Farmer. Mostyn was my golf coach and still is my golf coach, so it just shows my golf hasn't improved too much. Mostyn is one of the nicest guys in the world, and he came to me one day and said, "JR, would you have a talk to a young fella? I've got a young golfer, he's 17 years old, he has the most natural golf swing, kid is talented." And I thought, why do you want me to talk to him? And he said, "Look, his parents are going through divorce, he's got a lot of stuff happening and he's feeling down in the dumps. Would you come and have a talk to him?" And I thought about this for a while. I thought, what do you want me to talk about? And he said, "Oh, just if you can pump him up or motivate him or get him going a little bit." And I thought, well, sometimes when you do that, it looks like an old person just trying to lecture a young person. So I said, what about we get 2, 3, 4 of his friends together and I'll come and we'll do a little workshop and see how that goes. Simple, it's just an idea that happened like that. So we did this, and what actually happened was, it was a Friday morning, we had 3 people turn up, and these are young kids around 20 years old, and I had no idea what I was going to do with them 2 days before. I'm cleaning out my cupboard at home and I come across an old pirated cassette series of a series called Lead the Field by Earl Nightingale. And I remember when I first heard this, I was probably about 30 years old. Had a major effect on me. It was really good material. Later on I found, when I studied a lot of successful people, most of them referred back to this Lead the Field. And so I thought, I'll do a workshop on Lead the Field just to test it, to see if something that came out of the 60s will still work today. And the good news is, at the end of the presentation, the kids came up and said, "We love this, would you do some more for us?" And I thought, wow, that means I've got to do some work and polish up and get going. So we did that. Next week we had, I think, 6 or 7 people turn up. The week after that there's like 10 in the room. Then the following week we've got about 25 kids in a room. And then suddenly I realised that, hey, this must be a calling, or maybe a calling for me, because I felt really comfortable. And we did it very, very simply, just use a flip chart, and I get a lot of interaction from the kids. Well, kids, they're 20-year-old adults. But the information we shared, it was phenomenal. So I got on a high, and then the kids would keep coming to me, "What else you got? What else you got?" So it took me back to a lot of the books that I'd read and sparked the whole journey off again. So it's really good. And one thing out there I love to say to people, if you want to learn anything, just study, do and teach. If you find something you like, study it, go and do it, and then teach it. And now I've got a whole heap of young people that are coming up, and it's the old artists, like the Jim Rohns. They love Jim Rohn. There's Dennis Waitley, and a lot of the old speakers who really were the major influence. Tony Robbins was influenced by Jim Rohn, and all the big speakers today, virtually all goes back to Think and Grow Rich and Napoleon Hill and all the classic stuff. So that's how it all started, and now we have a lot of young people who have been introduced to this stuff, so all good, and it's just the start of things.